Women in prison are poor people. There's a problem around silence for women who are prisoners in this state because retaliation is the response to their speaking out. In August of 2016, it came to light that 6 women at Tennessee Prison for Women had been raped by an officer who was quietly escorted off the prison compound instead of being arrested. The women were promised counseling and have yet to receive any sort of therapy whatsoever. One of the women was told should she be pregnant, she would have to abort because the story could not get out. Internal Affairs threatened the women who spoke out. It was a local reporter who shared her story. Women raped before and have been raped since with no action taken by TDOC in response and in spite of PREA statements posted in the prison. This is what poor women in prison deal with. Women have a hard time being paroled, even though most of them have had far worse done to them than the crime for which they're convicted. More women than not are locked up for a crime committed by a man who set them up by way of trafficking or abuse. Trafficked women must deal with abuse by their pimps, and then they're sent away by the courts when they should have been rescued. Domestic abuse often leaves these women to defend themselves from their attacker and then pay a high price in years behind bars for protecting themselves. Children suffer the loss of their mothers, and the mothers grieve over things for which they have no control when it comes to their kids. When a woman is pregnant, she is taken to a public hospital to give birth. She is allowed to hold the child briefly before the child is taken away, and family are told they have 2 hours to come for the babe, or Child Protective Services will be called to take the child into custody. There is no anguish like that of a poor woman in prison who is cut off from her community. Their lives are minimized and their loved ones are treated as though scum.